Give me an error.
Can't believe it.
But
Believe you, Facebook.
I think it's still connecting. It's giving me tons of warnings, but
I'm just gonna look at my phone and see.
yeah, no, we're going live. We're on.
Yeah.
We're going. Okay. Add your title for your broadcast. Check your stream is connected before you go live. Go live. All right. I think we are live. Are you ready to do this?
Well, let's do it.
All right. On you.
Ladies and gentlemen, come one, come all. One. You have reached Very Dad Ideas. It is 9:30 and it's Tuesday, which means it's time to see what Darren and I are doing. I myself have Senator Palpatine and Senator Prime on my side. I have a godlike Mark Hamill above me. A benevolent, just sort of the moon of San Francisco. And then it's all fine until that dude, the unnamed, maybe he's Cliff Jumper. Oh. It's an unnamed transformer because Cliff Jumper would never just fire.
Yeah, and he was also one of the little ones,
missiles.
anyways. Yeah,
he was.
Exactly.
He was. His whole thing was glass gas. I mean, that was completely the wrong weapons.
Right. Well, welcome to Very Dad Ideas, Darren.
You guys made it.
This is episode 21.
21. We are legal.
That's right. We are now a legal live streaming podcast thing. So my name is Nye.
I'm Darren, and you can finally see our boobs. It's because we're 21. It's a pay side is opening up. We're gonna. Is that
what happens when you're 21?
Well, we finally unlocked the ability to have like a fully nude Very Dad Ideas. I know that that's sort of where this show's been going, towards just open nudity. So.
Right. Exactly. Right. So guess what's going to happen by the time we're 30? It will be like we'll just be showing our privates, right? So.
That'll be the only thing interesting about us anymore. Like that, if people don't get a good look at our stuff, how are they going to know that we're very dads?
We're very dads.
Yeah, we're dads. But that is.
Well, I'd love to keep this this wonderful vibe.
That's why people show up. That's why people show up. They wanna come for the funny, but we're gonna depress the hell out of ourselves.
But yeah, because tonight we are. We're talking about guns again. So
we missed one. It's double X. Don't we need another one? Do we need two XX1? Or is
You're absolutely right, Darren. Let's.
Oh God, dude! I needed that to be there because otherwise,
right.
The cops show up.
Is it even worth? I guess we should do fireworks, right?
Guns again. That sort of works with guns again. Yeah.
So tell us why, Darren. Why are we doing guns again? I mean, why?
Well, I feel like we're doing guns again because there's a certain sort of few-week cycle that we're on.
Like a malaise, a dad malaise that we're.
Yeah, I do. I feel like I'm on a delay. You know how people say that Very Dad Ideas is on a delay, and that if they type in or say something to us, like we can't get to them because.
Which you can, if you want to type and say something to us, feel free to say something to us.
If anybody wants to say anything, we will see it, and we will act with lightning speed.
But let's go back to this malaise. I mean, I'm like 20 minutes behind my life right now. I feel like so.
That's good. I like that description because I think you instantly catch up to what you're talking about. Yep.
Right.
20 minutes behind.
We decided that even though we have no time to talk about or to develop anything, we wanted to talk about this again because this is something that's still on our minds, still kind of consuming our day to day, and it's
sort of omnipresent.
Omnipresent. So we decided that we would revisit this really effectively depressing topic again, and bring it up from the perspective of being dads and guns, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, first for me, it's like I don't know. My kid's he's like there's a ceremony at the end of the week for my kid to graduate kindergarten. They're going to walk from one side of a field to the other side of the field, and the idea is that when they walk to the other side of the field, they're first graders. But they don't have their first day until somewhere in August.
Right.
It sounds like a lovely ritual. It should be. I should just be like, oh, that's wonderful. But I'm just like, I'm totally scared. Not for the ritual, the ceremony of them like walking across the field. Just like I don't know, every friggin' day that my kid goes to school. That's as long as I'm scared.
Yeah.
I mean, 'cause it's not like once you bounce out of high school, you're done. There's all of college you have to go through. It's just people who are sort of treating it like a place to, bring their weapons and shoot everybody.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah. So do you not feel that the school, like when you take them to school, are you kind of like present and aware? Do you feel scared about things like this when you take them to school every day? I mean, is that something that's
I feel like as
there?
much as I can be. I feel like as much as I can be without just having 911 just sort of like on your phone. That's just like a
Do you think the other parents are like that too, or is this just
I don't
something
know.
You don't?
I don't know.
You don't talk to them about this kind of stuff, or you just kind of keep it like no one brings it up?
You see other parents, right? You see other parents for maybe a couple of minutes, or a couple of seconds,
right?
If because everyone drops off their kid. The kids don't ride school buses. Everyone drives their kid there. Are you guys gonna have buses? Do you where your kid goes? Does he have?
Well, right now Griff is only in like pre whatever, like
right. But when you get to
I don't know. I mean, the only thing I've been thinking about is that when we drive into the facility, there's a big fence around it, and there's a security guard outside, and I feel very like protected going in. So
that is wonderful.
We feel pretty good. I'm not really confronted too much by it, but like I will completely readily admit that like certainly when I see a news article, there is a newfound like that like shakes through you that I didn't really have before. Like I would kind of be like, oh my God, that's so sad. But now it's sort of like, stabbing the knife, and it kind of twists a little bit, right? Based on the fact that
it's like the new wolf or dragon, or like it's a terrible fear. Like it's just one that's just zero control.
Right.
Hey.
So what did you what brought you like your thinking this week? You said you had something that kind of like sparked this week that you saw.
Oh yeah, I just there's a video game that was going to be released I think June 5th, and it was called Active Shooter. The publisher that made the game has I think six or seven other games ranging in price from 99 cents to $1.99, and there it is. I know we've talked before on video games and stuff like that, or maybe not on this show, but just the idea of just if you're making a video game and you just sort of use Unreal or you use Unity
or whatever,
and you just pull the assets, sort of the generic graphics of those things.
Yeah.
And there's a term for it in like when people are trying to make games. Modding. You're taking what's already there and you're just quickly making a game around it, so it's a quick turnaround, so you can just make any amount of money. Right. And I think Active Shooter, had it been released, would have gone for maybe $7. It would have been the biggest venture for this game developer. I guarantee you that in the community, when you read the stuff, everyone's just talking.
But I mean, like the market,
how completely blatant the
marketing
is.
The marketing is so built into this play.
The marketing, I know, it does itself. You're only asking for $7.
I mean, we're
already outraged. You're already outraged.
We're marketing it right now in a way, except we're not going to mention the developer.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, and what's great about it, the follow-up on this is that Steam, about 3 hours ago, pulled the game, and the publishers, all the other games, pulled the entire.
Basically, they've been blacklisted from Valve. Steam basically said, we're not gonna support these guys. You're not allowed on our platform anymore. However,
what is it to put a game on Steam? You need like $100.
I mean, right? it's like whack-a-mole, though, right? I mean, I mean, this whole thing is just going to continue to spiral, and it's also, this is just like only part of the larger idea that like, okay, so maybe this person's making a video game, but like, someone else might make action figures or something. I mean, there's this compound effect that's happening, which is people are just trying to. Yeah, it is. It's profiteering on something that is really just affecting us. Also, the news cycle, right? I mean, of course, the news is sort of profiteering on this as well, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, the news cycle, what was it, Michelle, she just did a Netflix show, and she was the one at the journalists dinner like a couple of months back, the comedian who's sort of talking about this stuff.
Oh yeah, the correspondence did her.
Yeah, the correspondence. She was talking about.
And then just got torched, right, by
Yeah.
everybody. Yeah.
Just that how everyone's making all their off of the news cycle, like all of the news by
Michelle Wolf.
Michelle Wolf. My God, she's funny.
She was. I mean, she was very funny, and then
She's got this Netflix show that just dropped over the weekend, and the first show is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
funny.
I don't know anything about her, but yeah. I mean, so she's based. So was her all of her bit just like you guys are just profiteering off of like clickbait kind of thing? Or?
Well, I mean, it was mostly directed at Trump. I mean, like part of the reason why all of these news agencies have jobs is because they're just following the next like crazy thing that Donald Trump does. But
right.
I think
tweet storm or whatever. Right?
Yeah, I mean, in a way, it sort of does. Like the news teams and news channels, there's so many of them now that maybe not all of them have to do like a profile on the killer of one of these things and sensationalize them.
Yeah.
Just by doing it, but there's the competition between like the news agencies is that somebody's going to do it. So whoever wants that money is going to go after it. So somebody's going to have to do it.
But I mean, like. Here's CNN, right? So the top story is Roseanne Barr was fired because, and then the second story here is Melania Trump hasn't appeared.
Nobody's saying
right. So, and where's the flood that happened in Baltimore
right.
and
in Baltimore,
the shooting is like what so already.
Well, the shooting didn't have like a killing number that was above the one in Parkland. So like no one, I don't know, like this kid manages to go in with a 38. And a shotgun, and he killed 10 people, and he wounded 10 more.
Yeah,
and so, but people, so it's just like you sort of get to the point where you're like, you don't have to have a high capacity magazine. All you have to do is want to kill people, and just like one gun will probably take care of it. So let's stop pretending like that if we go that way, if we go to high capacity magazines, somebody who wants to is going to do it. So you have to look at just guns.
Yeah, well,
right?
Before we get there, like I want to pull back just a little bit and touch on this last thing of like, so this news cycle and whatever. But don't you think we've kind of just become like desensitized that this cycle just goes over and over and over again? And
also that drama gets addictive. Drama in itself is addictive, and so outrage and just sort of like like embarrassment for the country, and shame that you feel maybe. For like just the way that some of this stuff has been happening,
right?
And that I don't know that in this day and age in 2018, Starbucks has enough stores that they have to do like sensitivity training, and that's fucking news. But just
right. And Roseanne Barr's like
Roseanne Barr's poor show is not on the air anymore.
Yeah,
I don't know. ABC made a boatload of money. Like they already got a season out.
Yeah, we're kind of in an interesting thing. Okay, so go back to this other thing you were saying. You brought this thing about was this the AR-15 point you wanted to make or what?
Yeah, I'm just a little. I feel like I'm a little extreme, and my thing is that you just guns. We need to like scale back on like who gets so many guns. I mean, because clearly, right, a shotgun and a pistol is good enough to do it. I just, I feel like the whole machine gun thing should be off the table. Like those should be gone already, and we should be working to get all of the other guns back.
Yeah.
Melt them down, whatever we need, because we just don't need this many fucking guns. It's like
so. I mean, it's
like fucking Marlboros. Like there's just too many cigarette companies. We stopped buying fucking cigarettes.
But now we're vaping, so it's that market has just been supplanted by something else. But like,
I know.
Let's like
it's
this
like tech cigarettes.
I found this. This is an opinion piece that was on the New York Times a few days ago, and it's like 10 modest steps to cut gun violence, right?
Yeah, man.
And so we've got all these issues people are talking about in Congress and whatever. We don't really know where we're going on this, but this guy just basically is like, hey, here's some things we can do like tomorrow, and it's basically like it's all deal with background checks. Which is, hey, if you're a domestic abuser, if you don't have a safe place for the gun, make serial numbers harder to file off. invest in smart guns that require a pin to something to fire. I mean, these are all things that we can do tomorrow that are still kind of within. Now granted, I go on your side basically, which is like
right. No, but I mean, I also know that that's extreme. I know people love their fucking guns. I get that.
Right. And as I say right here, there's nothing to be done. It's us, not the guns. It's hopeless.
Yeah.
Right. That's how they keep saying it over and over. Like we have to add more doors to school or some shit.
Or they keep equating the last gun thing to like all of the other gun thing. It's like, okay, fine. I'm sorry. Just still improve background checks just because you might catch some. You're not going to catch all of them, but you'll catch some.
Yeah.
You know, like why does it have to be such an all or nothing? Like let's just make it difficult. Let's make it difficult to get guns. Why shouldn't it be difficult to get them? We make it so difficult to get hold of cash, but we make it really easy to get hold of guns.
I mean, like to drive a car, right? You've got to. Yeah, that's true. I tried to go to the bank today. Just I had a card. My card was compromised because I went to New York, and so they shut it down because they thought, okay, someone stole my card and in New York, using it or whatever. Right. So I had to wait in line for a bank, and then I had to prove who I was and whatever.
Yeah, it's almost as if you have to ping them when you're gonna let.
Yeah, so you won't let me use my money, but hey, if it's a problem that I wanted to. I mean, this is a huge issue. It seems like it's going round and round. I mean, but you brought
every couple of weeks,
and your point was that we have these AR-15s versus these shotguns, right? I mean, like, a shotgun has capabilities, but then the AR-15 has like an exponential amount of capabilities, right?
Well, and it has higher, it has bullets that fire faster. Shotguns are, they're terrible on their own, right? I was reading this article of one of the accounts, the kid who busted in the door, like literally from a John Hughes movie. He's wearing like a Born to Kill t-shirt and like a trench coat and combat boots. Yeah. With a shotgun and a pistol. And he's just firing lead. I mean, a shotgun fires basically just garbage out one end of the shotgun. It's just a bunch of pellets and shit. And he's just talking about how he's just in the room and the shotgun's going off and it's like going into like the school desk and like people and shit and just like he's just in a room with that and people got out of the room and he was just going from other classrooms just encouraging other people to get the fuck out and run. And I just we're just getting used to this and we shouldn't do that. We should just make it fucking harder to get guns. Yeah. I'm not saying that I myself won't die under a hail of bullets tomorrow while I'm getting hit by a bus, right? I mean, there's all kinds of chance in this world, but let's just collectively all just sigh and just try to make it fucking harder to get guns. That's it. Like background checks, universal
or at the very least, let's say, what's really the most important thing is that we have children in these schools, and there's supposed to be a safe area for these schools, and just putting better doors or shields or whatever to
if we need to rethink this,
right?
Yeah, as how you build a school. If I don't know, then right. I mean, that's the other way. We're really good at spending money as a country. We love to spend money. Let's shovel some fucking money towards, I don't know, making all of the schools into fucking compounds that
Yeah,
I don't know. There has to be a couple of guards or something.
It's like the prison complex, right? There's so much money was made in the prison industry. Now they want to make the schools basically prisons and sell.
That's how you privatize your schools. I wonder what the end game is. It's just we just have to make it. We're a big fucking country.
It's just make more money, man. So if you want to say something, feel free to chat with us at Very Dad Ideas. We're on multiple networks, but you can also tweet us at Very Dad Ideas or write us at verydadideas@gmail.com.
You can tweet us hard at Very Dad Ideas.
Tweet us hard, just like right like that.
That's right, because we're 21 now. We can take that.
Yeah. So we're gonna take a short break. When we come back, we're gonna try to lighten it up a little bit on a live draw, but we'll still probably keep talking about guns.
We will, because we're old men and we want guns off our lawn.
Right.
That
works. So in the meantime, enjoy some Jen Remington. But before we go out, Darren, we're gonna have our friend come up and say hello to you.
Fat Vader! I still live in the home of the free where I can carry a lightsaber to take on your tubby self. Wow.
All right, we'll be right back.
Feel that, Vader? That is your doom.
I'm back. All right, we're back.
We're back, folks.
That
You've been
was,
listening to Jen Remington over there. Dot Kizom.
Hey, dog.
Trying
With
to funkify everything.
Hey, dog with 2 G's. Go visit her over there. She's great.
Yeah.
She also does other things besides music. She does films.
What else does she do?
She makes like documentaries and.
Oh, great.
Yeah, she's awesome.
I love a doc. I love a doc.
So we're gonna go into our live draw now, and unfortunately, Darren, I am still mousing it because
You're mouse drawing. He's been mouse drawing, folks. These are hand carved drawings.
Hand carved drawings. Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
So here we are. We have Photoshop up. So
So now what was your last week like? How was your weekend and?
Okay, so yeah, what's your intonating at? What is it?
I'm referencing to.
Referencing to. So my family and I went to New York for the weekend. Yeah. So this is my son on the subway with his aunt, me and my wife, and there's my youngest Toby.
Oh my God, Toby looks just like his brother.
He looks like his brother. My wife says he looks just like me. Like she says she.
Oh yeah, no, he's definitely got the T-zone for you. Yeah, no, Lisa's got Griff's got Lisa's eyes.
So we all went to New York, and it was a fantastic time. It was a great time. But I'm back, and
so how was that, dude? So you traveled with 2 kids, 2 little kids.
I mean, they were fantastic on the plane. They were really great on the plane. Yeah, it was good. So I'm just gonna start doodling from whatever this conversation leads to.
Yeah, I was just thinking if flying can be a mixed bag just because of flying anymore. I was just thinking.
I'll tell you what though is like, I left. My family was there before me. That's why I had that time off, and then like,
which I like to call. I mean, was it just beer, or was it? Were you drinking like chelada? Like what were you?
It was just beer, pretty much. Yeah. I mean, also like I told you this. I was like, oh, you know what? I really want to go see Avengers. And then I got out.
But it's a long movie, so like.
Right, it's a huge time commitment. So it was like, okay, it's 9:30 now. I could just drive home, or I could try to see a 10 o'clock showing, but then I'll get out at midnight, and then I won't get home till 1 a.m. I think this was like a Friday night too. Like I didn't have anything to do the next day, and I was sort of like, you know what? I can't do it, man. I have to go home.
You should draw a little Iron Man up there with the plane.
Just like.
Yeah, just one of the Avengers or something, like your Hulk, like jumping along with you, because you almost got to hang out with him.
I almost did.
Yeah, I mean, like, if I had, if I had like 24 hours, I guess I wouldn't go anywhere either. I would sleep. I'd get some serious sleep.
Yeah,
I'd drink some beers.
Yeah, I think that
maximize that entire time.
That was pretty hard. It's pretty hard to draw something small with just a mouse. So
yeah, well, I knew I would make it really difficult for you. So it looks like you have just like a typo flying. Is that what that is down there?
Yeah, that's a typo flying, right? Yeah. So it's like.
Is that Han Solo's blaster? Is that what is?
It is. I can do that. That's true.
So did you see Solo came out. No, I haven't seen it. I mean,
I've been
really lucky.
Everyone tells me. So there's this guy at work, right? And when I first met him, I was like, he's been in the industry forever or whatever, and he's like, oh my God, and this movie is the best ever. And it was the Blade Runner movie we were talking about, the new one, and I watched it, and I was kind of like, really? This is like the best? I mean, like, I have so many problems. This problem, and then he said, oh, and then I saw this movie. Oh my God, and then he was like, oh, and Black Panther was this, and after a while, I was like, you know what? You are just like a lover.
You love all the movies.
You just love whatever the movie is. So today he was like, yeah, I saw Solo. Oh my God, it was one of the best Star Wars movies I've ever seen. And I'm kind of like, you know what? Automatically, I have discredited everything you're saying right now.
Yeah, you can't be right. I don't know. I've heard. I haven't heard anything. Like I honestly, like I've been lucky enough to see 2 of the movies this summer, and I just don't give a shit enough to push my luck.
I know. That's what happens. I got to see
Avengers, and I saw Deadpool 2 with Max.
Oh, really?
Deadpool 2 is fun. I mean, I know it caught some flack or whatever. People just like didn't. I was just like, what do people expect? My God, it was entertaining. It's an R-rated superhero movie. They're fun. Let's all go see them. They're better to watch than the PG-13 one.
It's exactly what the title says. It's Deadpool 2, right?
Yep.
Like,
Yeah, it didn't say Deadpool 2, The Secret of the Ooze, or Deadpool 2, The Lost City of Derek's, closet or whatever. It's fucking Deadpool 2. It's just another Deadpool.
right.
And there absolutely should be an X-Force movie off of this. I mean, that was fucking hysterical.
Oh, really?
Great flick. Yeah.
Excellent. All right. I'll have to. I mean, that's another one I probably should see at some point, but
It's worth your time. Yeah,
I mean,
it's definitely
here
worth
we
your
are
time.
doing a gun episode, Darren, and I just drew a gun, so
Yeah, and we've got Deadpool, and I mean, I love guns in movies. I think that's sort of how part of the story's told. I mean, a movie's always about one person's journey.
So how do we separate, the world of video games where you have BioShock or you have, Call of Duty? I mean, even Call of Duty is kind of suspect, and then you have the world of like whatever the shoot 'em up is that you just mentioned. Like, where's the line?
Or just like the ones with the cartoony guns, like Fortnite and Overwatch.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, how do we discern? Like, how do you discern between these two? Like, and what is entertainment and what is real, and how do you,
I think it's the perfect place for video games. Is that you can, because people have these. They want to do it. Like, look at what video games have been largely about since there have been video games, blowing shit up.
Well, in the American market, sure, right? Okay, Call of Duty.
Yeah,
there's.
Yeah, I mean, Call of Duty really is sort of.
Yeah, I mean,
right there at the top of the terrible.
Right, exactly. But like the Japanese are like, don't they want to like roll pink balls around and dance, something or other? So,
yeah, but they love their history wars about like different generals and shit like that you can ride around and take over lands and like that. They have a lot of video games like that. A lot of where they just don't even really update the graphics. It's just like one engine for like 15 years, but they just keep pumping out like horse missions and like yeah, they have a lot of story games, and of course there's all that gorgeous hentai. But once you get past,
I mean, also the thing about Japanese is they have like like anime culture is all rooted in like the fact that we drop bombs on them, right? I mean, if you look at like Akira and all that stuff, I mean, it's all kind of like post-apocalyptic, nuclear whatever. So
yeah, it's true. I mean, Akira is definitely like and there's that great scene towards the end where it's like the bubbling, just like the massive, like it's like a Cronenberg, like he goes Cronenberg and just like makes just more flesh. I don't know, just
yeah. That was so gross.
Yeah, and it was like the first time you'd ever seen anything like that back then. There was that movie, and then there was a bunch of other movies that were not drawn as well.
Yeah. So I thought I would draw a samurai, I guess, just to kind of like make our.
Well, nobody just drew like that. Everyone's like maybe get like somebody rotoscope or something, and they just draw over somebody. But
also the interesting thing about Japanese anime and is that they did weird frames per second. The Americans were very regular. They were 24 frames per second because that's what the film was. Or they did 12, or they did 15 or 30 frames per second based on the Japanese would like animate on 7s. Or like on, I'm going to do a whole bunch of things all on 1s, and then I'm just going to hold one frame, and then I'm going to wiggle the hair or whatever, So
right. That no one's ever explained that. Yeah, because I mean, some things are like hyper defined, like the animation is just like really intricate, and then some of it, it's just like it's like a stick that they're wiggling at the camera.
Yeah, Japanese. I mean, maybe we'll talk about Japanese anime at some point. So this is a pretty crap. I really just need to get my Wacom working, right? Like,
what are you talking about? Is that Sean Connery? Is that Sean Connery in Highlander? That looks exactly.
Sure, absolutely.
Like he's about to find.
There can only be.
Lambert. He's you have the manners of a goat.
Right. I was just talking about Highlander 2 with someone recently, and I was like, I thought we don't talk about that one, right?
Yeah, we sort of avoided that. Well, there's which cut, like the Renegade cut.
Oh, see, Darren, you've taken it to a whole other level.
They kept trying to fucking sell that movie.
Yeah, but that was Christopher Lambert's like only claim to fame, right?
Yeah, I mean wasn't he Greystoke? The Legend of Tarzan, wasn't he?
Get out of here! Was he really? Oh, that's right.
I don't know. Maybe
And then Raiden from Mortal Kombat.
He was Raiden from Mortal Kombat, but just the one time, because then...
yeah, because then he was like, this is beneath me.
Yeah, so, and then the other guy, like Dexter's dad, and the dude who was the villain in 48 Hours, was Raiden.
Right.
In a second.
Right. Well, let's. This is a typo Iron Man, a airplane.
Yeah.
This is Solo's gun. This is
Deadpool and his swords.
Deadpool, and this was sort of a Sean Connery-esque samurai. There can only be one. So let's sign this off as a VDI.
If your head comes away from your neck, it's over.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
2018.
All right, let's come back. All right, let's take another quick break, and then we're going to come back with our final segment for our show. All right, we'll be right back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's do... Great. Okay, this is our final act. Welcome back to Very Dad Ideas.
Guys, we're just listening to Jen Remington again. That's
Hey Dog
with two G's.
With two G's. And let's do some quick business before we go into our final bit.
Now he's going to give you the business, folks. He's going to let you know how he done made this.
Yeah. So the show was made with a variety of Adobe products. So Photoshop and After Effects and that kind of thing. We put it all together with OBS Studio, which is an open source software you can get. You can do live streaming. It's pretty awesome. Hit the networks with Restream.io, which is a great service to, but Facebook sucks. With it. We do Voice Meter Banana for all of our audio stuff, and Darren and I chat using Discord. You can find us at Very Dead Ideas at Facebook Live, at YouTube, not just YouTube.
Yeah, no, just all of the tubes.
Twitter and Periscope, and also on Twitch. What else we got in here? Oh, yeah, so you can see the archive at YouTube. I've been terrible about our last few episodes about dusting them off, but they're all there. They just need to be cleaned up a little bit. You can also go to Buzzsprout, verydadideas.buzzsprout.com. But we're also on iTunes and various other things, so you can subscribe to us and listen to the podcast. So follow us at Very Dad Ideas. Go to our website at verydadideas.com to see archives of episodes. The guy over there is...
There it is. There
Darren. You can visit him at darrenjennings.net. Find me at nightwarburton.com. And, of course, the very talented Jen Remington is at heydog.com, who does all of our music. So, Darren, this
you should not go to my website. You should not go there. I haven't updated.
You should absolutely go and listen to Darren's Optimus Prime, and then also watch your app commercial.
That was in the early days of apps. That was when everyone's just like, apps.
Right.
Yeah.
Buy apps. Let's make some apps. I still think that's...
You like apps? Yeah.
So, this is a part of the show that we usually do. Do you have any recommendations or anything that's...
You come back to me. Do you have a recommendation? I'm trying to decide between the two.
I do not. I thought I had something off the top of my head, but it completely slipped away.
Yeah, no, I thought I had something too. Maybe if we
Well,
chit chat here, we'll
I
come up with
will.
something.
I'll pull us back to this New York Times article again, since
Oh, good. No, that's good.
that was a good one for us to do, and maybe it will jog my memory. The this New York Times article here is the 10 modest steps to cut gun violence, and this is, you know, an opinion piece that I thought was a really good first step. I think this should lead to a conversation, but you know, what do I know? You know, I'm not the one into it. Also, I mean, if you tend to be a little bit left leaning and you're into podcasts, there's a podcast called Pod Save America. Have you heard about these guys?
Oh yeah.
I might have mentioned these guys before. They are starting these are basically Obama's writers. They and they do a really interesting podcast about what's going on. Of course, they are Democrats. They are pushing for the Democratic agenda, but they have a pretty good beat on things. They're incredibly funny, especially the guy John Lovitz. He's not the Lovitz that we think. It's funny that one of the guys' name is John Favreau and the other guy's name is John Lovitz, and then the other guy's name is Tommy. So I mean, if you're a Republican or if you're right leaning or whatever, and if you live in California, God, why would you be? But if you're left leaning, this is a really great podcast to do. And then also check out the this article that I mentioned about the New York Times. So, do you have anything, my friend, or?
Yeah, no, I do. Let's see what.
No problem.
Yeah, no, I seriously, yeah, I don't have anything else. But I think in general, I just with guns, and as we get over this one rapidly and get on to our next one.
Yeah, which is, you know, probably going to happen. I mean, it's not even going to be a surprise when the next one happens.
Right? You got about 2.5 weeks, right? Yes.
So, do you think this to wrap up our show? Do you think that there's anything that we can do just as locals and as dads ourselves? I mean, obviously, get out and vote. The elections are coming up.
Right, the elections are coming up in like a week. Right?
I think that's like an important thing to learn and to get.
And
if
you're like me, I have to spend some time and just sort of get up on stuff. And,
I have no idea.
And robocallers, just take a breather, because I'm not going to answer the phone to like listen to whatever your thing is.
Right.
I have to look at these things and just cross-reference them with the internet. So it's going to take me my time.
Right.
But you know, I live in a day and age when I can do that. And you know, sort of, you know, if you spend a couple of hours, you can sort of figure it out. Me and Allie are going to sit down and look at it. But I don't know. Aside from actually, you know, trying to vote on the issues, I feel like we as parents, especially as fathers, right? We have to do the hard work. We have to. We're tired all the time, but it's not an excuse. Like, we have to check in with our kids, and not just check in the way that people have flung that word around, and you know, for the last 10 or 15 years. But I mean, they're your kids. You're responsible for like psychologically
but
how they're doing.
What can you do if somebody else is you know,
somebody else's kid? I don't
no, I mean,
know.
but like if somebody else is going to come into a school with a gun, or someone, you know, or be around guns or whatever. I mean, is there anything that we can do to kind of just raise? I think it's actually, what's interesting is that the data is coming out that on a local level, there are people who are making strides to try to enforce better gun control and checks. It's just that conversation, that local conversation that's happening, is not happening on a national level. And I think
and think about it this way. Like, I mean, we don't really smoke cigarettes as much as the country used to, like 10 years ago.
Yeah, but we're vaping now. The e-cigarette industry has just they're still selling. In fact, they're selling more.
I like your disruptor thing, but I'm saying, like, if we just stop buying from Colt and Steyr, all the different gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we stop buying their products, I mean, there's plenty of guns, man. We've all the people who wanted to buy the guns have bought like all the fucking guns that they can get. It's just like, if you yourself don't want one, please don't buy them. And like, I don't know, like, don't worry so much about which hero has the gun in the movie. Like, you know, don't worry about the hero gun and the villain gun, like, because they sort of guns pitched like that to movies. You know, we just don't have to think about them as much.
Yeah.
And just like don't buy anything from Colt. Don't fucking buy any more guns.
That the entertainment side of it is a factor, or I mean,
I don't think it's gonna change. Not in our generation. We grew up on John Woo movies.
Yeah, and action heroes and Die Hard and all that stuff. Yeah,
I still think it's okay to have it in movies and. The problem I have is where like lead meets the flesh, dude. Like the reality is like, what the people that you hate, why would you want to kill them? If you could just kill them online 100 times, wouldn't that like sate you? Wouldn't that be enough? Like you can find these people online, right, and play Unreal with them or something like that. Rocket jump on them or something. I don't know. Fucking teabag them all day in a video game.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Teabag.
It's much better. Right, that used to be like the thing. Oh my god! Like it was a Team Fortress. There's people just like the original Team Fortress.
Teabag.
I feel like there was just like my generation was really into that. And
yeah. Well, I mean, that's not to say that this topic isn't going to keep coming back. I mean,
no, we're going to be back here again.
We're going to be back here again, and we're going to have to keep talking about it and whatever.
Yeah.
So this was our episode 21. Obviously, not one of our funnier ones, but it was.
No,
it was
not even a little bit.
But I will say, Darren, we did not have a technical glitch in this one, right? Our audio seemed to be okay. We didn't have to restart anytime. So I mean,
this one had the sweet science to it.
The sweet science. There you are. So
it was so tight.
All right, well, we'll be back here next week, 9:30, same dad channel, same whatever. Please feel free to tweet us or visit us at Very Dad Ideas, and we will be back next week with more ideas, and also potentially we're in talks with people who will come and join us on the show.
We might have more guests, folks. So
yeah, might have something.
There might be more dads. We might be bringing more dads.
More dads to this. All right. Thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.